Did you get one of these for Christmas, or maybe you just got it? This electric pressure cooker is one of my favorite tools to use to make dinners quick, easy, and fast. And I'm gonna show you how to make my Instant Pot creamy corn chowder in this thing in just a fraction of the time. So let's get going. First thing we're gonna do is slice up 5 or 6 strips of thick cut bacon, and then we're going to turn our Instant Pot onto that saute mode, and that is going to heat up in here, and once that's nice and hot, we'll put our bacon in and get it nice and crisp. All right, and while this is going, I'm gonna just scoot this guy over here for just a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on chopping up some of our vegetables that are gonna go into our corn chowder. So first thing is a half of a medium onion, and I'm just gonna give this a quick dice. I'm gonna scoot this over. One of my favorite tricks for cutting a bell pepper is to turn it over and cut it straight down, avoiding those seeds. Just like that there. Then I can just throw this bad boy away. All right, to give it some awesome flavor, we're gonna add some fresh thyme. If you want to use dried thyme, that is perfectly fine. I'm using 2 teaspoons of fresh thyme, or you can use 1 teaspoon of dried. So great way to get the herbs off is just grab onto the stem of the thyme and simply lie it down, and you'll get all that fresh thyme leaves off without any of the woody stems. All right, while that's finishing cooking, let's go ahead and go over the rest of our ingredients. I am gonna use 24 ounces of frozen corn kernels. It's approximately 5 cups of corn. You can use fresh corn if you'd like, if it's in season. Right now I'm going with frozen. It's great because I always have it in my freezer. I also have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and we have 4 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of half and half, and also 5 tablespoons of flour. And my secret ingredient is frozen hash brown potatoes. So these are great because they're already diced, they're already ready to go, and they're gonna just melt into that corn chowder and make it nice and thick and creamy without doing a lot of work on your own part. So we're just gonna use 3 cups of these straight from the freezer. You can hear that sizzle. Our bacon is cooked. I'm just gonna remove it to a paper towel lined plate. Very carefully because it's hot. We're gonna remove all but 2 tablespoons of bacon grease from the Instant Pot, and then we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients in. So let me show you one of my favorite tricks for this. I just take a sheet of foil and I kind of cup it around the bottom of a cup or a bowl or even a can, just to make a little bowl of foil here. And then, make sure you use a towel because this could be very hot. I'm just gonna drain that in here and then leave about 2 tablespoons in there. Remember, you never wanna drain this stuff down your sink. It's just not good. Let it sit to the side and harden, and then you can just toss it in the trash. So we'll set that guy aside. Okay, back to our Instant Pot. Still on saute mode. I'm gonna go ahead and add the onion. So it's just a half a cup of onion. As well as all of that bell pepper. We're gonna let this saute for about 2 minutes. And what you're gonna wanna do is scrape up any of those brown bits that have accumulated on the bottom of your pot. Give it a good scrape with like a wooden spoon, because this will help the Instant Pot come to pressure, which is what we wanna do, so you can avoid getting that burn notice. Plus, it's gonna give this soup an incredible smoky flavor. Those look nice and tender, so I'm going to add in my 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, as well as that fresh thyme. Get it all in there. I'm gonna add in my frozen potatoes. We're just using 3 cups. So there's 1. Oh, 2. Somebody escaped. And 3. Okay. And then I'm gonna add in my corn, and remember this is frozen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reserve a cup of the frozen corn kernels for later. So just scoop out about a cup, and then you can add the rest in here. Okay. Then go ahead and turn it off saute mode. And we're gonna add in 4 cups of chicken broth. You can also use vegetable broth as well. That will work just fine. And we're gonna put in just about half of our cooked bacon. So we're gonna leave the other half for later for garnishing the soup when it's done. And then we're gonna do just a quick seasoning with some salt and pepper, pop the lid on, and let it pressure cook for just 6 minutes, followed by a quick release of the pressure. And then we'll add in our half and half and flour mixture. All right, let's get this thing released. Those potatoes are literally just going to melt right into the soup and help it get nice and creamy. But on top of that, we're gonna add 2 cups of half and half. Let me just scoot this over here. And I'm gonna turn this off and turn it back to saute. So I'm gonna take 2 cups of half and half and add 5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna whisk this together so there's no clumps. And then we're gonna pour this right into our soup to make it that nice, gorgeous chowder consistency. All right, and because this has flour in it, we are gonna wanna let this cook for a few minutes, and it'll get nice and thickened. And then remember that cup of corn kernels that I told you to hold off on? We're gonna add those in now, and that's gonna give it a nice variance of a texture to the soup. So you're gonna have some softer kernels and some harder, crisper to the bite kernels, which will be a nice texture. I'm gonna let this cook up a little bit more and season with salt and pepper to taste. Remember, we added the bacon in there, so it is a little saltier. I used regular chicken broth, so it has a little bit more sodium. So I'm just gonna taste it and see if it needs more salt. If it does, I'll add it. If not, I'm not gonna add any more. So good. I am gonna add just a little bit more because I like it like that. Keep in mind, we did leave that extra bacon to top as well, so that'll add that nice salty punch to it. And a little bit more pepper to round it out. Okay. And you're gonna see those potatoes just melt away into the chowder. It's gonna give it a nice creamy consistency. Oh my goodness. It looks so good. This is a great dinner because I keep all of these things on hand: frozen corn, frozen potatoes, bacon is always in the fridge, ready to go. Honestly, this is a great dinner that you can throw together in the Instant Pot any night of the week. All right, you guys, I cannot wait to try this recipe. It is so comforting and so good. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy it, I'm convinced. Here we go. I love all the textures and the little salty bite of bacon in there. The corn, it's so creamy and so good. I know you guys are gonna enjoy this Instant Pot creamy corn chowder. And make sure you head to iwashyouDry.com to find more awesome Instant Pot recipes to try. I have tons of soups there as well. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.